Good afternoon, lovelies. Hope you're all well. Hope everything's okay with you all. I'm coming on to talk to you a little bit today about what happens when you're overthinking or catastrophizing, and a little strategy that can kind of get you through it. So overthinking is quite a common trait in all of us with our busy lives, that we've forgotten something, that when somebody hasn't contacted us, that there's this whole sort of big story behind it. And the fact is that we are awfully good at making up a story when we don't know the facts. So we fill in the gaps with all of this potential situation that's happened, and we don't take the time to explore whether that is right. And one thought leads to another, to another, to another, and all of a sudden you have nothing. You have no home, no car, no job, no friends, no family, no nothing. And you can really talk yourself down into this massive spiral. So this is a really, really, really small kind of strategy to do, but it's really, really easy for you to just pick up and take away today and get running with. And that is to explore the alternative truth. So if you are catching yourself thinking about these things, write it on a sticky note, write it in your journal, write it on whatever you can, and then later on spend a bit of time exploring it. So if you're going to write it in your journal, for example, write the belief down, leave a gap, write the next belief down, leave a gap. Okay, and then when you've got time, you come back to those and you say, right, okay, so this was my belief at that particular moment in time. What is the alternative? What is the alternative to that? So let's say, for example, I hadn't heard from a friend. We'd been having a conversation, and then all of a sudden I hadn't heard anything further. So let's use that as an example. So you'd write down maybe my friend's annoyed at me. And then under that you might write, my friend doesn't have time for me anymore. And then actually once you go back to those and you think, okay, right, so my friend doesn't like me anymore, or that's probably not true. What else could be the case? So they could be dealing with their kids, they could be dealing with a work emergency, they could be busy, caught up with a family member, they could be actually seeing somebody else because we've actually now got time to do stuff. So maybe they're having a cup of tea with another friend or something. So there's loads and loads and loads of different things that could be going on. And my friend's annoyed with me. Okay, so if your friend has maybe been a bit abrupt in a message, does it really mean that they're annoyed at you? Probably not. It probably just means that they are busy with other things. They've got other things on their plate. So quite often with overthinking, we can get carried away with these belief after belief after belief. But actually, when we take a moment just to have a look and write down the alternative truth, it's a completely different story. I hope that is useful for you, because it's such a tiny thing to be able to do. The first big part of it is catching yourself doing it so that you can then start to utilise this strategy. That's the first and most important part. Catch yourself doing it so that then you can do something about it. Actually, what happens after a period of time of utilising this strategy is you start to realise that the thought in the first place isn't healthy, isn't helpful, is doing absolutely nothing for you. So actually in that situation, you can also start to retrain your brain to realise that overthinking has no time, space in your life. It's not helpful for you, it's not healthy. And actually what you'll start to find happening is you start to bat those thoughts away as you get them, rather than having to sit and explore them. So I hope that's useful for you, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I will be putting up a new time for tomorrow. I had initially said that 2:30 would be the time for the session for a live tomorrow for you to watch, but there'll be a change to that. So let me just have a look at my diary and work out when that will be, and I'll just put a photo up on the page so that you can see what time it's going to be instead. Have a great evening, guys. I will talk to you tomorrow. Take care.